Timbaland is one of the few super producers who has produced countless hits for many years, and during one of his greatest runs, his keyboard of choice was the ASR-10. His mastery of this keyboard allowed him to craft a new sonic signature. However, there was a problem, and not for Timbaland, but for other producers.
For years, we were using the ASR-10, and our shit sounded like Casio beats. All our drums are super light in the ass, right? And then Timbaland was using ASR-10,
I think
and all
like
his shit was knocking.
Alchemist
You
and
know what I'm
like
saying?
a bunch of guys were.
But it had a sound with the drums. The drums
Right.
sounded really hollow. It didn't have no body.
Timbaland kicks knock. What was he doing on the ASR?
While the ASR-10 was known for its hollow-sounding drums, the way Timbaland got around this was stacking.
Stack the snares 3-4 times, stack the kicks 3 or 4 times to create just this wide drum sound.
It was the drums was just perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like the kick, it wasn't like now everything's like knocking 808s. You know what I'm saying? Distorted 808s, kicks that fucking you want to blow speakers. Before the drums weren't such the emphasis. It was so the music, and then the drums kind of complemented it. You know what I'm saying? And then his swing with his fucking drum. You know what I'm saying? Beatbox and shit.
But stacking the drums wasn't the only way Timbaland gained a sonic advantage. Instead, he had a secret weapon. And no, it's not this large sword, but rather the man behind it.
Fucking Jimmy Douglas.
Hey, y'all. What's up?
That's the infamous Jimmy Douglas. The infamous Jimmy Douglas.
Wow.
Who's been with me for years.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Look at him, he's on the floor.
One of the major contributors to Timbaland's sound was Jimmy Douglas, an expert engineer and producer who guided Timbaland. And Jimmy's stroke of what you might call accidental genius came in the way he recorded Timbaland's drum sounds to tape.
But what I'm saying, I put all my drum sounds on tape, never saved the song itself in my ASR-10 to save space. So it was always like the same drums. I know where the drums are at. But if I had the pattern to load it back up, it's on tape. Like I dump it from my keyboard to the tape.
That's like cooking up with the FL demo.
Yeah.
FL Studio demo.
No, yeah, I was definitely tracking that stuff to tape. I mean, if you want the real secret, I'll tell you the real secret. I ain't shy. A lot of this stuff is like really an ASR-10 through a Neve console, through tape. Just pounding the shit out of it. I mean, seriously, like just hitting it so hard right before distortion. And it comes back sounding it comes back sounding like that because I've taken it off and I've tried and it just doesn't sound the same. For the tracking, I was definitely using the tape. That's how I was getting that thick, fat kind of sound. You know, when you hit like, people will use compressors and stuff to get bottom in, but if you go to tape, you get natural tape compression. And, you know, once again, this is one of those things I didn't know because I didn't read it in a book. It's just something I found out because I would do it. So like suddenly, you know, like the guy's playing the kick and it's fucking hitting the tape hard and I'm like going, I don't know what to do about this, but it was all right. It got away with it this time. And after a while, I was like, I like it when it's like that. And you know, later on as time went on, people started reading and telling me, you know, what you're doing is tape compression. I'm like, oh, thank you, I didn't know.
I use a Neve board. So I just go up, you know, I know the EQs and I know how to do all that type of stuff.
As mentioned earlier, besides tape, Jimmy Douglas was using an EVR console, which in a time before Pro Tools really had its stuff together, had to have played a considerable role in the group's sonic, considering most mix rooms that Jimmy used almost always had a Neve VR. Before I get on with the rest of the video, I have something that's going to change y'all's life. At the moment, I'm willing to bet most of my viewers have terrible home studio setups, with loads of acoustic problems that could be hindering your productions and mixes. Luckily for you, I've teamed up with acoustics expert Gerhard Westphalen to bring you the acoustics course. An extremely affordable and comprehensive guide on how you can revolutionize your home studio. In this course, you'll learn how to take any environment and acoustically treat it, from measuring your room for problems to building cost-effective acoustic panels. It's all covered in this comprehensive program. If you want more information, hit the link in the description below, where I'll send you a free studio design checklist, monitor placement guide, and acoustic treatment building plans. If you want to check out the full course, head to www.georgecmusic.com.
Analog Mecca. Ooh, very nice. More gear than the eye can see, boys and girls. Ooh, feast your eyes. Dinosaur heaven. Ooh, I'd like to get my hands on some of that nice, shiny mix gear. Ooh.
But perhaps the real secret was Jimmy's minimalist approach, letting the producer's vision shine through.
Many times they would try to take some of those mixes out and give them to other engineers and mixers to try to do it. And every time, the stuff would come back, and you know what they would do? They were so busy trying to prove who they were, they'd fuck up what was already there. It happened every time. And maybe one of the things I brought to that table, to our relationship, was the fact that I recognized I don't have to do it, you already did it.
I hope you all enjoyed this video taking a look at Timbaland's Sonic secrets. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it helps out the channel.